Day, another time of scrolling through my X feed, and it's sheer chaos with everybody having 101 opinions. And this is where we bring it all together. What's up? My name's Schiller. If this is the first time you are watching, this is called X feed, and I go live daily, Monday through Friday, and we talk about everything NFTs, crypto, and Web3 related. So let's get into it. Stop complaining about floor prices. These are good entries for people who once couldn't afford them. Is this copium? Is this an actual fact? I mean, maybe it's a little bit of both, but there is something to say of a lot of these new mints that I've tried highlighting. One of the main reasons that a lot of them are successful is we sometimes forget. Sure, we have a lot of people that have been in the space forever, and it seems that it's the same people getting the opportunities, partaking in mints, yada, yada. But you have to think like, hey, we were somebody that was new coming into the space and trying to figure everything out at one point. Maybe we don't see this mass influx all at once and we notice the new people, but there is a lot out there. So lower entries for things is something that is going to persist. And for some of these collections, I've always had the kind of thought that we have almost like a ladder, right? When a collection has hit 1/8 at one point or another, there's almost that nostalgic variation of it where people are like, oh, you know what? This was this price at a point. Well, you know what? Okay, dude, I value it at least at point one or something like that. You know what I mean? The ladder effect. Yo, Fizzy, what's going up? When Apes zero? Listen, we'll get into it. We'll talk about it and see if that is actually a thing. Today's recipient of the huge blur dumpers, whether this be individuals, blur dumpers, I feel like there is a huge shift here of people not wanting to provide liquidity anymore for a lot of these NFT collections. We've seen in the past where when crypto flies, NFTs get completely crushed, and especially with these ETFs and the amount that we are seeing getting injected and the price spikes again. Some of these cryptos are moving 10% in one day. These NFT collections have been on a slow grind, and now we are seeing FUD completely all over the timeline. So this is kind of to be expected, but at a point when crypto soars to the point that it does, then everybody feels, you know what? We got extra money to spend. We're feeling frugal with it. Pre-rich is another word that we can kind of use right now, but that is generally speaking when these NFTs seem to get a lot more volume. Yo, Snazzy, what's going on? Yo, he's getting crushed. Listen, hopefully it comes back for you. But yeah, so interesting to see that Moonbirds was a huge recipient of this along with Apes and whatnot, and now CloneX seems to be taking a hit here, going below 1 ETH. Guys, where the hell is Franklin? Okay, so Franklin is a Bored Ape Yacht Club whale who apparently, I don't know if this is still like the rumor, the fact or whatever, but he was lending money, but then somebody saw that he was like betting huge on Rollbit or something, and then apparently he lost a lot of money. But at a point, what he was doing for a large attention on X was buying massive amounts of NFTs and then flipping them for like almost zero profit. So here's one. I'll never forget when Franklin spent $2 million on 500 Uzuki beans and then sold them for $4,000 profit. All he had to do was hold his ETH and he would be up $2 million at current prices. So again, to the point that I just said, the narrative is shifting now where it's like, oh, okay, like NFTs were cool, but now crypto is really starting to see some price action. Now, this chart will bring up a few times here, but highlighting gaming NFTs over PFP NFTs. Why is nobody talking about this? Since the small NFT bull run started 3 months ago, many of the legacy blue chip NFTs have been among the worst performing projects in the market. While many other projects have exploded, most OG projects feel like they are dead. They've either remained static or went down. In bull markets, the opportunity cost is high, and it is increasingly feeling like most of the former blue chip projects have no momentum at all. There can be many reasons for this. One is that many teams might have lost all the trust they had in the community. Another is that the market participants might prefer to pursue the new shiny thing rather than the one that is already down 95%. People who are still predicting a new all-time highs for many of these legacy projects should take a close look at these numbers. So I've kind of been on like the fence about this, saying, hey, like everybody's going for these new shiny things essentially, but we also have to remember some of the teams have a lot of funding to be able to create their vision. Now, at the same time, when they launch whatever they're working on, you might not like it. A lot of the holders might not like it, and you're going to need an influx of new people to kind of create that interest that's there. But looking at this list, obviously we've seen some huge gainers up here, but then for some of the more legacy projects, it's pretty much all in red. Now, I recently tweeted and I said, yo, like Fluff World's up like 21%. You've basically broken even off of the root quest drops. Nobody talks about Fluff World. That's fine. We're here. We're chilling. But damn, this is rough. And is this the mantra of, okay, like how much of this is blur farmers removing bids, or is it people that are actually selling out being like, oh, I genuinely don't have an interest in that? And again, some of these new mints going absolutely crazy, but obviously the risk is significantly higher with that. So Age of Dino, this is the first time I've heard about it, but they raised 5.7 million from the NFT mint. NFTs were sold at 0.59 ETH, 1.4K, holy shiza, per piece yesterday, and the floor price is now trading at 1.1 ETH. New shiny thing. Participants were offered a bid to bid a price between 0.2 and 0.59 ETH in a price-capped sealed bid auction where the top 4K bidders would acquire the NFTs. Everyone bid 0.59 ETH, and the items were sold out in minutes. And then they have like this fear versus greed index for NFT mints, free mint, extreme fear, low fixed price mint fear, sealed bid auction with price cap neutral, Dodge auction greed, sealed bid auction greed, high fixed price, mint extreme greed. No project wants to end up in a situation where the NFT mint doesn't sell out. True. They would rather leave money on the table than end up with a PR fiasco of not selling out. Despite having a successful mint last month with Overworld and Karna, Exterio decided to play it safe and have a price range for the mint just in case it doesn't sell out. So I'm going to be completely honest here. I have no idea what Exterio is, but apparently it's like Overworld and Age of Dino. I mean, when we look at this, I mean, that looks pretty all right here. If you want to look it up, it's at Age of Dino. 180,000 followers. I only have about 100 mutuals, and again, I follow almost 6,000 people, so that feels a little bit odd, but it's on iOS and Android. They have a trailer here. Let's check out the trailer. Dun, 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 dun. Exterio is the parent company of a bunch of games. All right, Snazzy coming in with the juice. All right, trailer looks good, and it's funny because we have these conversations of people saying nobody's going to pay thousands of dollars for these gaming NFTs or whatever. And then we keep seeing it happen. And sure, we can say that it's like the degen crowd or whatnot, but there is actually like an audience for that. So those conversation points are kind of mute. Now, I just want to take a quick moment here and say, if you are enjoying the stream, be sure to drop a like on whether X or YouTube. And if you are able to share it with one friend, the subscriber count has been going absolutely nuts. And I am greatly appreciative of you guys for sharing it with anybody that you think might find this stream interesting. Now, we talked about a lot of FUD with Blur, the bids getting yanked, people feeling not swell about certain collections. And then all of a sudden, within some legacy ones here, a new whale has made a big splash this morning on ETH NFTs. The first sweep, 16 squiggles for 134 ETH. Holy sweet shit. And the next sweep going for 11 punks. The wallet has 340 ETH left. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think they're going to go for? but this highlights the fact of, is historical NFTs something that is going to make a renaissance right now? Maybe it's just the fact of like these two, because again, when you talk about NFTs, a lot of people are super high on what squiggles are, obviously CryptoPunks as well, but it's interesting that they're going for, I guess, what we call quality, right? So do we see Fidenzas and some of the other big boys move next? Potentially. And Beldo, thank you so much. You are amazing. And Hannah will be all about the dinos. Curious if she's heard about it, because that was the first time for me. So random kind of like news from the real world, right? Do that occasionally. Apparently, Discord is laying off 17% of employees. Obviously, a lot of the Web3 communities live on Discord, so it's interesting because I feel that, like, without Web3, where do you think Discord would be right now? Like, I'm trying to think, like, okay, like, sure, I use it occasionally for, like, my gaming groups and whatnot, but before Web3, I don't think that I use Discord that much. Yo, good morning from the PM. And I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, like, we can talk about, like, oh, the recession, this, that, and the other thing, but it's just interesting perspective, right? Like, Discord is, I would think, getting way more interest because of how much Web3 has been taken off. Now, this is kind of funny, and I genuinely agree with this take. So, criticizing Yuga is fine. The FUD is hilarious. MFers act like they've done more for the space than Yuga, then turn around and gargle Gordon's nuts when he buys into their NFT project. This is true. Listen, just this line right here about people flooding the shit out of Yuga, and then if he buys their NFT, they're like, hey, we love the apes, Gordon, wag me, brother. Hell yeah, bro. It's, I don't know. I read that and I was like, damn, that's like totally accurate. So Treeverse is one of the games that's been worked on for quite some time here. It's by Loopify, and they showed a little bit of a game teaser here, and I thought, you know what? This looks all right. A little bit of music in the background. The harp. So this is one of the upcoming Web3 games. Do you foresee yourself playing this game? Don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but just thoughts. And obviously there's not like a whole lot going on right now. They're just kind of showing the characters walking around mining and whatnot. But still, I think it looks pretty all right. When marketing before Web3, Discord was irrelevant to me, and now it's a big part of life. Truey. More real-life things. Rental giant Hertz is selling off its fleet of Tesla cars for gasoline-powered options. I don't get how these like rental companies and stuff like do electric vehicles, just because I'm like, man, if I'm renting a car somewhere and I have to figure out how to find like an electrical pump, I feel like, I get that it's 2024, but I feel like that's kind of difficult. Okay, so I saw somebody like randomly mention this on X, and you know, because we do the show, I kind of open-minded about pretty much everything. So who is expecting a big burn? BRN will burn 199 million in Q1. Supply will decrease from yada yada yada, but this is called BRN Metaverse, pioneering real-world and virtual connections via AI, GameFi, and Web3, token-based ecosystem architects. Now, side note, Immutable is like the smartest people on the planet for paying to get their logo as the hashtag for Web3. Now, listen, Elon's all about, you know, yada, 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 but listen, this is, is this a monopoly starting? I don't know. So let's check out the site super quickly here. And what I want to do, because all that people really care about is who is it backed by. If the site will load, drum roll, please. All right, so as we're scrolling down here, scrolling. Partners, MXT, Bitmart, XT, Gate.io, CoinGecko, Reef. Okay, so backstory, when I got into crypto and everything, I found Reef because I was like, damn, like the Polkadot ecosystem looks really cool, and Reef and BRN Metaverse is to collaborate and integrate Reef Chain's EVM-compatible blockchain technology into the BRN Metaverse universe, aiming to provide an easy and cost-effective infrastructure for developers and users in DeFi, NFT, and gaming sectors. I think I had a big bag of Reef. I don't want to look at the price. I don't even remember, but that was one of the first things that I got into back in the day. Unity, Binance Smart Chain, PancakeSwap, DQuest owned, GG Slayer. Curious if any of that is of interest to you, but highlighting their metaverse section here. In our project's meta universe, users from the real world have the opportunity to transition into the virtual universe. We enhance the metaverse universe with wearable technologies powered by artificial intelligence, making it more practical and immersive. Our game set within the metaverse universe is an MMO with high-resolution graphics, ensuring an enjoyable experience. You can earn substantial profits while playing our game. Hold on a minute there. Hold on a minute there. Let me reread that again. Okay. Our game set within the metaverse universe is an MMO with high resolution graphics, ensuring an enjoyable experience. You can earn substantial profits while playing our game as we prioritize a fair and balanced economy in our project, implementing effective solutions and systems. Who the hell words it like this? Listen, I am all about shilling your bags, yada yada, but that is a crazy way to describe things. Do you guys remember a Nickelodeon studio? So apparently, this was their old studio. Now, in case you forgot, they had an NFT. It was by Recur. Apparently, Recur completely went under. This got upwards of 35,000 followers. They said in November of 2022 that all their stuff would go through Recurve. So if we go to Recurve super quick here, I'm pretty sure they completely, yeah. Today, with heavy hearts, we must share some difficult news. After much contemplation and consideration, we've decided to deprecate the Recurve platform effective November 16th. Apparently, these guys raised like 56 million. And just to have it kind of like completely shut down feels really, really weird. And so, Bildo, Double Dare with the slime, need to bring it back. If you guys haven't seen, these are what some of the Nickelodeon NFTs look like. They are selling currently for $7.82 American. Again, not Canadian, American. They did over 2,000 Ethereum in volume. If we go and flip to the highest last sale, oh my, holy shit. So the top one here apparently sold for 8.69 ETH. So if we go, I mean, do we even want to check out any of these wallets? That guy bought like a Mickey boat thing. So I mean, we'll see how smart they are. There's Care Bears in there as well. But if we go and look at the transaction, currently that's valued at 22K, but at the time they spent just under $4,000 for it. The guy went to Cool Cats, maybe for. Are you talking about like Recur, like the CEO, or what do you mean? Dude, they rugged. Well, honestly, it's crazy though, because again, like 56 million. How the hell can you not find somebody to take this over? Like that just seems like a thing. Okay, gotcha. No. You could be totally right. I'm not very familiar with the situation, but I saw the Nickelodeon studio and I was like, damn, these guys have a collection, right? So VanEx BTC commercial has zero chill. I need to move my face on this one. Bitcoin may help guard against the government devaluing your money. Burn. That's crazy, bro. 71% of Americans play casual games. That is higher than any other genre. Why? They're simple and fun. So quick little chart here about the average American gamer. So I'm curious, do you fall under the category of the average American gamer here? 65% of American adults play video games. Okay, so if you play video games, hands up. The most common devices used for video game play among adult gamers, 60% is smartphone, 52% is personal computer, and I'm Canadian, but I'm going to put my hand up, and 49% dedicated game console. Man, I used to be all about playing on the Xbox and whatnot, and now it's just, listen, PC, baby, PC. Most popular game genres, 71% casual, 53% action, and 47% shooter. Okay, that equals way more than 100. So I don't know how the maths on that one, but there's something in there. 52% of gamers are college educated, and gamers feel that video game play has a positive impact on their lives. 79% of gamers believe games provide mental stimulation, and 78% of gamers believe games provide relaxation and stress relief. I don't know. I played games with people before, and listen, the stress thing depends on the game, to be honest, because we be freaking out, swearing, screaming at each other. It's a hell of a time out there. Last NFT cycle, Beeple has his $69 million sale. Gary Vee got every influencer to buy punks. And if you don't know, that's actually a story. There's like I think it's like Logan Paul's podcast or something, but there's a clip around, maybe it was Mr. Beast, and they talked about how Gary reached out to a bunch of these massive influencers and was like, yo, this is the next big thing. And obviously he was right within that, but when CryptoPunks really, really took off, that was one of the things. Like Logan Paul talks about how he bought like 20 or 50 or something, and all these big players bought a whole bunch of them, which I think helped spurn what was the previous bull run. Bored Ape Yacht Club IP rights hit, and Ape hit $27 billion. I'm gonna pass out. 27 billion. Do we actually hit that? That's nuts. And some Ohm forks LARPed as PFPs. I know a lot of people got wrecked on Ohm. And I never really delved into that myself, but that was crazy at the time. So, speaking of Gary, VCon, listen. VCon apparently is booking for 2024. Now, apparently the event's like 200 days away plus, but I thought, hey, let's look at the site and look at the original VCon speaker lineup. So they have Snoop Dogg, Ferocious, Beeple, obviously Gary Vee, the founder of World of Women. They had Mila Kunis here before Stoner Cats got in with the SEC. Liam Payne in there, Pharrell Williams. I don't know if this was before or after the whole Doodles thing. Danny Cole in there, the artist for Subducks. They had Snowfro, Steve Aoki. What else do we got in here? Pablo Stanley, if you're familiar with Robotos and some of the other collections that he's launched in there. Cloncast was in here. They had Jimmy, Drew Austin, a couple of other players. It's just kind of quick little scrolly. D's, they had Guy Osiri, Bryson, Chuck Liddell, of all people, Mike Novogratz. And it's funny just kind of like scrolling through this list and seeing, okay, like who is kind of still in the space, who has the market attention, I guess would be the right word, that they had way back in the day compared to what it is now. So those are some of the speakers from the original 2022 VCon lineup. So again, kind of funny. And there's G-Funk. Now, so if you wanted to go and see some different speakers, obviously that's an example of what that is. I think the number one lesson I've learned over the years with NFT PFP projects is this. When every single person on the timeline is tweeting about the project and the price is up 400%, holy shit, in 24 hours, sell the damn project. If you love it, buy it back within 2 days for 50% off. And he's highlighting in here, and I feel like I probably could have like highlighted these a little bit more because I had the Inca Blinks link and I was going to talk about it. We talked about Froganas and whatnot, but this happened with Inca Blinkas, Bodogos, Froganas, Saga Monkeys. And I think we actually highlighted, or we maybe mentioned like the Saga Monkeys for like half a second. But again, we're seeing these kind of like super hype sessions all of a sudden. And then boom, it's like, okay, so is it just the social attention that's there? The social currency is the word. When marketing knows about social currency. The Bitcoin spot ETF has just been confirmed for real this time. But what will happen next? Here's my thoughts. Bitcoin pumps the next few days. All right, let's go check the Bitcoin pump. Truey. Well, hold on. We got to verify. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll say sure. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, it's basically already confirmed. The announcement from the SEC and officials itself will go live in a few hours from now, and this was obviously yesterday. But that's when Bitcoin will slowly start going up as a direct result of the official announcements. It won't be a god candle, however, and neither it last very long. Our euphoria from the past couple of months has been answered, and the market is always looking for what is next. The spot ETF is incredibly underrated long-term, but it's overrated short-term. After an initial pump, I expect Bitcoin to slow down and either consolidate from there or even have a pullback. Not as big as some would believe, however. Low 40s is what I'm betting at if we see one, but low 30s, that's off the table at this point. The second thought here, some of you might like this, Ethereum takes center stage. Remember when I said the market is always looking for the next big thing? Now that we have the Bitcoin ETF approval, Ethereum speculation is next. And speculation is what fuels price. Bitcoin 13 plus weeks up only on ETF speculation. Ooh. We are already seeing the first signs of that. Ethereum will run, but what follows next is even more important because when Ethereum pumps, What always follows? NFTs, NFTs. Alts run. Damn it, damn it, damn it. That's not what I mean. This is what we wanted to hear, but nah, damn it. We still have half a year before the halving. This means we have transitionary period of time when Bitcoin speculation takes center stage again. I'm fully expecting we have a minor alt season this year. Minor, son of a gun. Even before the halving, yes, that's a notion that people have of, okay, people are expecting the moon to happen after the halving, where a lot of people are now have been saying that it's going to happen prior to. Number 4, Bitcoin kicks off the true bull run. The halving is fast approaching and Bitcoin speculation is back on. Between all of this, we still have the spot ETF doing its thing, granting access to institutions in an easy, protected way. Remember what I said earlier? The spot ETF is overrated short term, but incredibly underrated long term. Many are expecting God candles after the approval, but it will be a continuous process to take effect. More demand on the longer term, taking place across many months and years. The bull run now is in full effect because Bitcoin does its thing like always. It brings exposure to the entire market. Retail is back. Media is back. But most importantly, we are back. And even more back if you hit that like button. Thanks so much. You're amazing. Wag me. True facts and facts. All right. Another thought here from Fred. We'll get into a video from this. So if you like this thought, we'll get to hear him speak in just a moment. Gold is at a 13.7 trillion market cap. With a tiny bit of money printing, we get to 25 trillion in 2028. Bitcoin is gold 2.0. It's better than gold. It's digital, transportable, more secure. Gold has been around for 5,000 years, but so has the horse. I drove a car to work today, not my horse. Bitcoin will catch up inside of 5 years. That's $1.3 million per Bitcoin. And you want to hear from the man himself calling for that? Holy shit. Here's a quick little clip from him.
Voila. The ETF has been approved. And we are trading at exactly around 46,000. So absolutely no movement. It's not been a...
Do you think he owns that punk in the background?
You know, a lot of people thinking this is not an event. This is a huge event. You know, we will now see over the next days and weeks how huge it is. I'm convinced this is a complete game changer. And, you know, don't wait. Time to buy Bitcoin. I gave you the reason why I think Bitcoin is going to 10x easily from here. I don't need to post videos every other day or every day. I will still comment on Twitter, but, you know, I do feel kind of like my job here is to some extent done. I will definitely have some things to add, but I'm not, I definitely am not a podcaster. You know, I've really, really enjoyed this countdown to the ETF, but, you know, now it's just the markets and adoption. And so I think the only thing I would say is my view is the way to think of this is there's this great trade out there. It's going to be great for not that many people, but some people. They're going to have fantastic returns. And in a couple of years, those who took advantage of this opportunity are going to own all the toys. They're going to own all the cool things, the Lambos, the private jets, the castles, the beachfront in Miami. That's the way the world works. And, you know, in 3-4 years, when Bitcoin is at 500,000, a million, I'm not even sure that it's such a great deal anymore. It might be it might be an okay investment, but this is the time when the opportunity is. It's now. So if you take advantage of it, great. If you don't, you know, you kind of missed out. And, you know, I have a lot of friends and stuff who missed out. And, you know, part of my message is to these people is it's not too late. If you know who you are. If you're smart and you believe me, I would just put some money into Bitcoin right now and forget about it for 2 years or 3 years. That's my advice to you. If you don't, that's fine too. I mean, money's not everything. You know, if you there's plenty of other opportunities to make money, but I don't think you're going to find an opportunity this good anytime soon. So with that, I conclude my ETF coverage for now.
A little bit of
Talk a little bit.
little bit of bullishness there, quite crazy, if you will. Curious if you guys have tell him to talk about Root. I don't know if he will. He seems like he's done talking about things, but that is one of the most interesting, confident ways to look at the market here for this. Cuffed. Somebody remind me in like 2 seconds. I don't want to forget the question there regarding the Gala founder node. So I will go over this for a quick little second here. And then once they're done the ad, we'll talk about it. So these next two tweets I want to highlight because this revolves around the community. So obviously we are seeing a massive turbulence within the NFT marketplace as a whole. But then we have the comments of people saying, hey, we need to have this community. Hey, it's more than this. As we opened the show, we talked about how the one individual was saying, this is great. Price action that's lower is having the ability to allow these people that weren't able to afford potentially the price points that it was before, even though we have to remember that it's in US dollar terms, it's still relatively the same because ETH has gone up, right? But for Brantley here, apparently he was into ENS and, well, I mean, obviously he was involved with it before. There was like this whole cancellation thing with them. He got let go, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, so this person sent him 3,077 ETH, which for these 4 digits, it's worth a lot. Yo, Cuff, let me know if you're done from that ad. That's worth a lot, right? But this person sent it to him for free because a good notion, community, whatever you want to say. Same topic. This is Joey Moose, big Pudgy Penguin advocate. A year ago, I gave away one of my little Pudgies to someone through one of my free giveaways. Today, he told me he sold it and was able to fund a mini tower for internet coverage for his whole village. You can't make this up. So here's the thing. Says, third, thank you so much for the little Pudgy. I have a mini tower for internet coverage in my village. Now they can access the internet in the village. Thank you so much. Happy face. Okay. So again, this goes back to the commentary of, man, like, does these price turbulence and whatnot bring people together? Is this community thing that drove all of us together in the first place, albeit sure, there was dollar signs and whatnot, but I think a lot of us were here kind of in the market one way or another, and we're like, oh shit, okay, well, I guess this is kind of the place to be. But there is a lot of good acts, kindness, and stuff. Like, do we see the community come back together? Cuff, back to your question. Thank you so much for sticking around after that ad. Yeah, am I going to sell my Gala founder node? So Gala has been doing actually pretty all right. So I haven't. I mean, I don't even think I can sell it, to be honest. We talked yesterday about how they highlighted their Miranda's sale, but then there was like literally 0 tweets except for like 5 minutes after I started the show highlighting something. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with Gala. It's taking kind of a little bit of a hit. This was upwards of like 3 cents. Yeah, so it's down like 6% on the month. If we go like here, like, I mean, man, does it ever go back to 70 cents? I don't know, but I still have it. I'm still running it. Curious to see what Gala can do in that terms. They're making NFTs in a month or two. Yeah, I got 33s of those Miranda boxes. Holy sweet sugar. Did you just use like the funds from your Gala node to pay for that, I'm assuming? So this is for the Futureverse fam out here. And I was like, you guys are full of shit. And respectfully. And I'm like, okay, so these ads start coming out about the Apple Vision Pro and they're showing the headset and all of this, but it says get ready and they have it capitalized here. And obviously, if you don't know, there is a big partnership between Futureverse and Readyverse, which this is the guy that wrote Ready Player One. This is the guy that produced the film, and these are the two founders of Futureverse. So I want to play this quick clip real quick here, and then we'll go back into the point of what the hell is going on with the Apple Vision Pro.
It's so much easier to sit at your typewriter and like, wouldn't it be cool if, it worked like this? And that was what was so exciting, to meet you guys and to get to collaborate with you, because immediately I saw these are the people who are, they're actually going to do it for real. What I imagined, it's going to happen like 30 years sooner than I imagined. And these are the guys that are going to do it. And by some miracle, because of the other miracles that have already happened with the book and the movie, like I'm going to get to have play a role in that and in helping lay the groundwork for an open metaverse that everybody will get to be a part of. I think of it as a new country. We're like laying the groundwork for a new country that everyone will be a part of, that has no borders, physical or, with our imagination. It's just so exciting.
Okay, so back to the point a second ago here is like, I mean, is this actually some kind of like a partnership where maybe for this Vision Pro, like train of thought. If you've ever used like a VR headset, you'll be like, okay, like this is really cool, right? Like you have the experience. You're like, okay, we can do these games. Like, wow, I can like move these handles, and it feels like I'm there. But the equipment maybe a little bit heavy, not the great. You need to have like a room that's spaced if you're not in an area that works. I mean, yada. XYZ reason, and also like all of your friends aren't using VR for the most part, right? Like I don't know a single friend that actively plays any kind of games in VR. So okay, we have the technology here, but then what is the next step for this technology? Well, it's having a game, an experience, or whatever. And right there, right at the end here, this is what I want to talk about right here. Okay, what if one of the pre-installed apps is the Readyverse? Okay, dude, get your hopium straight the hell out of here. Oh my goodness. More news here. Congrats to the team and community at Based AF. We're proud to announce that Based AF has received an Epic Games mega grant. Again, Epic Games is a huge gaming giant. Game time, baby. We can't wait to create more game engine native entertainment in the Unreal Engine ecosystem. We are the MTV of the metaverse. We are Based AF. And if you haven't seen, basically they do these videos kind of similar to what I am doing here, but they I don't know if there's any ones that are easy here, but they do like a recap, but they have it with like a presenter that is in this like quote unquote metaverse. And it's, it's really, really cool and awesome to see them getting that grant on there. Now, I had this video that I posted a year ago. Whoa, wrong screen. A year ago. And I said, Blur crypto airdrop farmers are propping up the entire market. I mean, respectfully, did that not come true as of today? Technically speaking, I think maybe. That's going to do it for this edition of XFeed. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you've been watching this entire time and you happen to be on YouTube, please leave a comment below, even if it's just a thumbs up. Helps a lot. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate you guys coming in, tuning in, hanging out. And of course, we will be back tomorrow. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your day. And hopefully your NFTs aren't getting completely smashed by crypto moaning. Wag me.